Member for Victoria Swan Lake.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, just before the last election on April 8th, 2013, the Premier held a splashy campaign announcement about school seismic upgrading, saying, quote, "Absolutely nothing is more important to me than the safety of our kids." She spoke on that day about the loss of life in Christchurch, New Zealand. She talked about the near miss that we had off our own coast in Haida Gwaii. But now, today, 22 months later after an election, her own Minister of Education is saying these upgrades will take 10 extra years than what the Premier promised on the eve of the last election. An extra decade of delay, Madam Speaker, of risk to our kids, and another entire generation of students in unsafe buildings at risk of collapse when an earthquake hits. Madam Speaker, the Premier looked right into the cameras and directly promised parents that their children's safety was her top priority. How can the Minister of Education utterly fail to do his part to keep her promise?
Minister of Education.
Well, Madam Speaker, I don't think I'll thank the member for his last comment at all. I will say this, Madam Speaker, where the member opposite is dead wrong is the facts. This government has committed or spent $2.2 billion for seismic upgrades. And as a matter of fact, Madam Speaker, the member opposite who just posed the question joined me at a photo op and said to the press in his own writing how he applauded a seismic upgrade program in his own community because of how good it was, Madam
Speaker. Victoria Swan Lake on a supplemental.
Madam Speaker, I want to give the Minister credit for one thing. When he was a director at PAVCO, he made getting a new roof for BC Place his #1 priority. The question that parents have around British Columbia is, now that he's the Minister of Education, why can't he make their kids' safety his #1 priority? In a 2003 letter, Madam Speaker, to the Vancouver Sun, the Premier said, quote, "These upgrades can't happen overnight." And she was right. 25 years to complete these projects is certainly not overnight. And for parents, kids, and teachers in high-risk schools, 2020 was long enough. 2030 for students in my constituency is utterly ridiculous, Madam Speaker. Another 10-year delay to even do these upgrades until completion is 10 more years of unacceptable risk. Again to the Minister. How is he even able to contemplate such an utter failure to kids and parents by failing to implement the Premier's promise that she made to them?
Minister of Education.
Well, Madam Speaker, I will be tabling 2 letters from experts, Madam Speaker, not politicians, but experts on seismic upgrade programs and why British Columbia leads the world, Madam Speaker, in seismic upgrade programs. But Madam Speaker, I appreciate the questions from the members opposite, and I would like to remind them that when they were in government, Madam Speaker, the members opposite, some of whom are still here, Madam Speaker, cancelled a seismic upgrade program for a school in favor of seismically upgrading a liquor warehouse, Madam Speaker.
The bell ends question period.